Hey guys, I really want to talk to you. I need to talk about a recent video that was published by PokeRev. Yes, the PokeRev, titled "The Pokemon Hobby is in Serious Trouble." And there's some stuff we got to talk about. I want to be very clear that this channel is not a drama channel. This channel is about how everyone can be a part of the Pokemon hobby, and you can grow your collection, you can resell, you can flip, you can invest, right? You can even do the crazy word scalp. You know, everyone has the right to take part in this hobby the way that they want to. I want to talk about why I find it kind of hypocritical of what PokeRev has published when it comes to saying that the Pokemon card hobby is in serious trouble. I'm really going to talk about kind of some of the main points and break that down for you guys. So really the first thing that I want to talk about is how he brings up that there is not enough product available, right? So that's understandable. We're seeing Walmarts, Targets, Best Buys, big box retailers, their shelves are empty, right? That's what we see a lot online. And think of the children, how are they going to be able to get their packs? And one of the first things that I want to point out is that with all of this, PokeRev is one of the biggest buyers, one of the biggest investors of sealed product in the United States, right? In terms of YouTubers, he is the biggest, let's be real, right? Or maybe his best friend, Cool Trainer Ryan, but I'm confident that PokeRev has a much larger bankroll, right? I'm sure we can all agree there. And really what I want to talk about there is that he has a warehouse, if not a very large warehouse, not like probably Rudy style, but he literally has a warehouse filled with sealed product. And talking about how the prices are too high and that think of the average consumer, well, the thing that confuses me is, well, he has a lot of older cases and he's not going to sell those at MSRP. So what does that mean to be able to then say that a product is too valued, that is highly desired, right? Highly hyped up. That's the first point that I want to talk about. And the second thing that I want to talk about is, where does his money really come from? And the reality is that one of his main revenue systems is not YouTube. Trust me, whenever you're not doing something like business on YouTube, it's been shown that whenever you're just like ripping packs, which is mainly what Rev does, you don't get a ton of ad revenue for it. So the main way that he makes his revenue are two streams. One, his pack breaks, rip and ship, right? Which we'll talk about more of later. And then two, it is his mystery packs, his PokeRev 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0 packs, whatever he's on now, right? That's his main source of revenue. And what's so crazy to me is that he's talking about how Pokemon needs to print more product to be able to meet demand when he is a significant part of what is buying up that supply, right? And I'm not kidding you guys, like, they're not in the public facing eye, but where do you think he's getting those first edition base set packs or those WotC era packs or the black and white packs? He's buying them from the open market, right? Where do you think he's getting all the filler packs from Sword and Shield, from Scarlet Violet that he's putting in those packs? He's buying them from the open market. How many hundreds of thousands, if not millions of PokeRev packs do you think he's put out in the past few years, right? How much supply has he gobbled up and put in a premium product that is sold for a profit? I don't get it. I don't get it. Again, I think that PokeRev is genuine and he's one of us and he's part of our community. And I think that he has his own personal collection. But the thing that blows me away is that the primary setup of his channel is to generate hype for the newest sets or for his latest box break. And he has been hyping up Prismatic Evolutions to no end lately. And to me, it's just crazy because, you know, he literally is the largest Pokemon YouTuber in the space, period. And I really just want to talk about how, you know, he's saying that he's worried about the players, but I mean, even the players are saying that the cards are cheap to be able to get. Like, you're going to occasionally see comments throughout that I'll just like put right up here that are just from his own video, right? And he's saying that he's worried about the players. And let's be honest, guys, like less than 10%, maybe even less than 5% of the people in this hobby are here to play the TCG. The reason that Pokemon is special is that for many of us, it has some sort of a nostalgic hold on our heartstrings, on our emotions, and that's cool, right? I mean, I have so many cards in my personal collection. They're over here. Again, I'll show you guys one day, but really the thing that's so crazy is that I mean, you can't when you're in the public facing eye, you can't pull things back, right? You can't remove it once you publish it, right? It's put out there, it's in the ether. It's well known that PokeRev is one of his best friends, maybe his best friend, I don't know him personally, but maybe one of his best friends is Cool Trainer Ryan, another very public facing YouTuber. Kind of looks like, someone who probably does drugs. But the point is, Cool Trainer Ryan has talked on lives that he and PokeRev used to do product buyouts. I'm talking sealed product. And sure, it was years ago, right? But Cool Trainer Ryan has given specific instances where they were buying out. Yes, buying out. I use that term, right? Hills Wholesale Gaming, a very long-standing TCG website, right? You can just look it up. It looks like it's from the 90s. They can't update their website, I guess. But they were buying out Heart Gold, Soul Silver blister packs, right? And then they were reselling them for a profit. Guys, that's literally the definition of scalping or reselling. And like, it's literally what his whole comments are filled with, that's the issue. And it's not. It's really not. Guys, the people that put away sealed product or invest, it's because we believe in it. We believe in the product to put our money where our mouth is, and we value it enough to hold on to it. And the reality is that if there were no investors in the sealed market, in any market that are collectibles, there'd be none to buy. There's a reason that the price goes up, because it's desired. This is literally going to be one of the most amazing sets, if not one of the top 3 most amazing sets Pokemon has ever made. Like, just look at some of these cards, guys. And I really just want to say that, if we look into this even further, he's concerned for his average viewer, right? And the thing that just kind of blows my mind about saying that it's too expensive is that he's constantly talking and showing price charts of the top chase card. And the reality is, guys, most of his viewers, the majority, not all, but the majority of his viewers, they can't even afford that card, much less afford it in a PSA 10. I'm just going to be honest, right? And it's just, he's really critiquing the system that he's made his wealth through. And, there's people that call it out, right? There's really no denying it. And the real thing that put the cherry on top, if you will, with making me realize I needed to say something about this was Rev's pinned comment, which you can go look. It's at the top of his video, saying that he's going to be doing a Prismatic Evolutions break at MSRP. I mean, guys, that really just did it for me. I don't know if you know this, but PokeRev has direct distribution. The average prices for those ETBs are around $30 to $32, and I know this because I listen to a lot of Pokemon YouTubers that have distribution, and they're open about that. So if you divide that by the 9 packs, it's coming out to about $3 a pack, whereas MSRP is around $55 to $60 a pack, or $55 to $60 an ETB, right? So we're looking at about $6 a pack. So even him selling at MSRP is him doubling his money. So again, I don't understand his argument that Pokemon is not printing enough. He's saying don't buy it as his solution to be able to handle high prices for his listeners. And it just doesn't make sense to me. And I'm really going to summarize all of this, you guys. So just be aware, just hear me out. I hope you guys can just listen to what I have to say here. And really what I want to say is that I really want you to think about PokeRev's critique that Prismatic Evolutions is too expensive and inaccessible for the average Pokemon collector. On the surface, it's an argument that resonates, right? Prices are high, demand is overwhelming, finding packs feels like winning the lottery. But really, I want to challenge you to dig deeper. Who drives this market? Who shapes the frenzy around each new release? The uncomfortable truth is that the very influencers who now lament the state of the hobby are the same ones who helped create this environment. So in this example where I'm talking about PokeRev in his video, I want to acknowledge he is a pioneer in the Pokemon community. He is in an aspirational position. Let's be real. His rise to fame is rooted in generating the kind of hype that pushes prices sky high. Case in point, you guys, literally the Umbreon V from the Sword and Shield era from Evolving Skies. Some of you may not have been around, but I think it was about a year, maybe a little longer ago, that he made a video talking about how it was his favorite version of Umbreon. And it literally almost doubled, within a week from when he published that, right? His influence is undeniable. Every time that he does one of his rips, his rip and ships, which again, you guys, This is a big part of the culture today that's shaping the hobby, and one of his two main income streams, right? Which, guys, we need to be clear, he's doing very well by doing his rip and ships and by doing his mystery packs, which are further driving scarcity of available product, right? Every time he opens thousands of packs on stream, every time he highlights $1,000 or $10,000 chase card, he's fueling demand for things like his mystery packs, right? For that chase, because Pokemon is a gambling product. There's no denying that. And he is contributing to the scarcity and exclusivity that he's criticizing in this video. And I'm not saying this maliciously, but it's undeniably part of this hype cycle that he's being a part of generating. And the thrill that he's sold to millions of his viewers over the past years is the very engine that's driving up demand and leaving the average collector that he's so concerned about, apparently, out in the cold. And really talking more about the rip and ship streams, one of the biggest cultural shifts in the Pokemon market right now is the rip and ship culture. That's what's driving these prices. And man, they're cool to watch, but they've turned card collecting into a spectacle. Packs are no longer something kids find at their local store, but it's a high stakes gamble for the lucky few who can afford it. And honestly, PokeRev was there at the start of this movement, and his influence directly helped make it what it is today. He was one of the first to start doing rip and ship streams, right? So really what I want to say, guys, is to now point fingers at Prismatic Evolutions for being too expensive without addressing this is like lighting a fire and then being surprised that it burns. But really, here's the kicker, guys. The average consumer, the person he says this set is leaving behind, isn't just a victim of the market. They're a product of the very content that has been cultivated for years by the largest of the Pokemon YouTubers, of which PokeRev is the largest, right? Their entire content is the endless chase for the rarest, most amazing cards, the thrill of high-end openings, the aspiration to be part of something big. These narratives that influencers have sold to their audience, just like PokeRev over the years, it's been bought at mass. So when that average consumer that PokeRev is apparently so concerned about feels priced out, it's not just the market doing this, it's the culture that has been shaped by those at the top. And PokeRev is undeniably the largest Pokemon YouTuber, other than maybe Deep Pocket Monster, right? This isn't to vilify PokeRev or his peers like Cool Trainer Ryan. I want to be very clear about that, right? Like, they seem like really cool dudes, I'm going to be honest. And what they're doing is aspirational. I would love to do Pokemon full-time, right? So I want to be very clear about that. They've brought joy to millions. Their passion for Pokemon is undeniable, but if the goal is to truly protect the hobby, to make it sustainable and inclusive, then there needs to be accountability. And influencers like PokeRev have the power to shift the narrative. Instead of hyping the most expensive releases like he's been doing, they could champion accessibility. They could instead showcase affordable products. They could talk about promoting community-driven collecting, or even scale back on practices that exacerbate scarcity, like their mystery packs, like their rip and ships, right? So yes, Prismatic Evolutions is expensive, right? But the problem runs deeper. If this is something that PokeRev thinks he's going to fix, he needs to be able to recognize that he has played a major role in it. And he needs to take steps towards changing that, because at the end of the day, this isn't just about cards. It's about preserving the joy and the connection that Pokemon has brought to so many, from the time that I was on the playgrounds in 1999, right? All the way to today, when it's all about rip and ships on the live streams, right? So guys, let's not lose sight of that. Future videos, we're going to get back to what I like to do, which is to educate about how you can make a little bit of money in this hobby. You can evolve your profits, but I just had to get this off my chest. Hope you guys found it educational. Until next time.